Hey, it's Vaughn here at your jazzdrumschool.com YouTube channel. Aloha, hope you're doing well. So in this lesson, I want to share with you something that's really profound and often overlooked when learning to play drums. So there's a great video out there circulating of Ray Brown, the great bassist Ray Brown, doing a workshop many years ago. And I want to share this with you, this little excerpt, so that you can see kind of his thinking about the bass. Check it out.
The most important thing you can do with this instrument is not play fast, not play solos, but get a good sound. Play in tune. This is where you will get your job from. A guy came up to me and he said, I play the bass very good. And he played for me, played everything beautifully. But his sound was awful. And I said, just go back and learn how to get a sound out of the instrument. Learn how to play the bass in tune and get a good sound. That's the most important thing you can do. Now, I'm telling you from an experience. I've worked with all of the singers, Sinatra, Ella Fitzgerald, Carmen McRae, Sarah Vaughan, Bing Crosby, you name them, all of them. I've played with all the saxophone players, Coleman Hawkins, Getz, Lester Young, Ben Webster, Illinois Jacket, tons of them. Charlie Parker, Johnny Hodges, Cannonball Adderley, everybody. First thing they don't want somebody playing behind them. They want to hear. That's what they want. And they will pay you for it good, and you'll work the rest of your life. I guarantee you. You're looking at an old guy up here that works all the time.
Now we can take this same idea of get a sound on the instrument, get a sound from the drums. This is something we really overlook. We get so focused on independence, we get focused on playing drum fills or soloing or playing fast, like he was saying. All these things are kind of distractions from the most important aspect of playing drums, and that is to have a good sound. So how do you get a good sound? Well, one of the first things you got to do is have a really good, meaty and warm and open quarter note pulse on the kit. 1, 2, 2, So the ride cymbal is a lot like Ray Brown playing those quarter notes on the bass, right? We've really got to lock in with the bass player anyway. And he's getting a nice big fat warm sound out of that. It's really articulated too, out of that bass. We really want to get the same thing out of our ride cymbal. And our ride cymbal is, we gotta be working together with that bass player. So if we've got a really nice big sound coming out of our ride cymbal, it's going to be really easy for the rest of the band to lock into what we're doing. The way that I like to do that, and the way I like to approach that, is really to pull the sound out of the cymbal. This is something that I see a lot of drummers when they're starting out, they're kind of pounding their cymbal, and they're kind of hitting it into the cymbal. And think of it this way. If we hit into the cymbal, where is the sound really going to go? It's going to go down, or it's going to kind of cancel out in the cymbal itself. And that's not really going to reach the ears of the listener. So what we want to do is pull that sound out of the cymbal, all right? And the way that we do that is really letting the rebound happen from the stick. I'm letting the stick and the cymbal do a lot of the work for me, okay? I'm not controlling that. I'm really letting it come out. And every time I let it rebound, it just pulls the sound out of the cymbal. And this is the basis for all of your drumming. It really doesn't matter if it's jazz or rock or fusion, anything you want to play, hip hop, you got to have that solid quarter note sound. You got to be pulling the sound out of the drums rather than beating it into the drums. The more that you can do that, the sound you want to project is going to come through. It's going to come through naturally without a lot of extra effort. And I'll say the same thing that Mr. Brown said. Everybody I work with, they depend on my sound. And if my sound isn't happening, I'm definitely not going to get called. So I think we got to back everything up to the most basic element of playing our kit, and that is getting that good sound. And I really think it starts with pulling the sound out of the drums rather than beating it into the drums. So the same technique I'm showing you on the ride cymbal applies to playing with your tom-toms, snare drum, even your bass drum. You'll also notice when I play bass drum, I don't actually push the beater into the drum head. I let it rebound off, so I'm kind of pulling the sound out of the bass drum. That's a really different approach, and I see a lot of drummers that they kind of just drive their beater into their kick drum, and I've even seen drummers really break their drum heads because they're pushing so hard on it when they kick it. And I mean, maybe that's the style that they're playing, but for me, if I open up the sound, especially when I'm playing jazz, it's going to really kind of get into the listener's ears, get into the band members' ears much easier. All right, so that's just a quick lesson. If you want to go deeper into ride cymbal playing, I encourage you to check out my Intro to Jazz Drumming course at jazzdrumschool.com. I'm going to leave you with a little bit of playing now, and you can kind of see how I pull the sound out of whatever drum or cymbal I'm hitting. All right, keep swinging, my friend.